Welcome to the Seven Figure Builder Show. My name is Julie Baranek, founder of Seven Figure Builder, where we help high achieving CEOs work smarter, not harder, with gorgeous insights to scale to seven figures and beyond. And I'm here today with my friend Ilaria Sambi. Hey, Ilaria.
Hi, how are you?
I am fabulous. I'm thrilled to have you on today.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah. So first and foremost, where in the world are you?
I am in Liverpool, United Kingdom. And although, as you can tell probably from my accent, I'm not from here. I was born in Italy and I moved here 12 years ago now. And I'm happy here. So this is what I call home.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful area of the world. Absolutely.
Yes, it is. I love it.
Yeah. So for those that haven't had the pleasure to meet you yet, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do with your business?
Yes, of course. So I'm an online business manager and email funnel strategist. I put together my experience in project management and research scientist. I basically have a very structured and very scientific brain to help online business owners structure their business so they are not working so many hours, they are not doing repetitive tasks that they could automate. And I especially want to help people who are not very tech savvy and they want to implement systems and tools that really make their life easier.
Yeah, and I love this topic, so I'm excited to geek out with you today on it.
Yes.
But where would you say for people to start? Like, where does this apply in their business from your perspective?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people they just start and they don't think about these things when they start a business, which is totally fine. I probably even did myself. So when you start a business, there's so much going on, so many things to think about, and you neglect to think about, starting systems or starting to have processes. This come usually after. But I would definitely recommend, so when you start having clients, when you start making some money, to think about how you want to run your business in the future. So do you want to be sending emails manually, reminders manually? What is important for you? Is your onboarding process something that keeps you stuck? So you don't want to spend your time and your time is precious. So you don't want to spend it in onboarding people where you can completely automate it. For example, onboarding is like a classical example. It is one of those things that you definitely need to sort out when you start having a few clients. And yeah, what do you think?
No, I agree 100%. And I think the onboarding process is critical because that really feeds your client retention. And that experience starts from day one. So how would you help somebody with let's take the onboarding process for an example. Like, how can you automate that and make that easier for people?
Yeah, so I work with a lot of clients. I've helped them improve in their current process. They might have already a CRM, so a customer relationship management system, or they might not. They might do everything manually. They might use just a simple, project management system. In any case, I go through, so I audit it. So I go through it myself, and there's an element of user experience in this. So how are we making it easier for the client who wants to have a call with you or start working with you? This is the first question that we need to answer. Obviously, yes, it needs to be easy, it needs to be self-explanatory, it doesn't have to be too complicated. If there are too many steps, can we just combine different steps? So we want to basically make a good experience from the start, as you were saying, from the very first lead capture form that is on the website or whatever. It needs to be thought through, so we avoid going back and forth with the client. We really make sure that the client has got the best possible experience and there's no hiccups.
Yeah, and I think that's so critical. That I know I've worked with Fortune 500s about this specific thing of they ask themselves, is it easy to work with us? And it's so easy to miss when, especially as you grow organically, that you just keep adding on steps and you find, a couple years into it, maybe, that it's really challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Your customer has to go over.
There's one thing that I see over and over, that people make a mistake. This mistake, they think that they don't understand that people are lazy a bit and people are busy. So if we make it complicated for them, if the first form that they need to fill is too long, it's not clear, they are just going to skip it and go somewhere else. So we sometimes have very few seconds to just, attract someone. So if somebody's got an idea of work with us, and they go on the website and they find this form, and the form is confusing, the form doesn't link them to the right, booking link, they just lose interest. Especially for me, like I feel like very like under pressure on my own onboarding process to be absolutely perfect, because otherwise I'm like, how can I help clients with this if mine is not perfect? Well, so far I've received a lot of compliments, so that's fine. But yeah, definitely think about obviously is your business, so you know everything about it, but what is a person who's coming and wants to work with you? Maybe they don't have clarity of what they actually need, whether they need to work with you or with someone else. They are not really sure about what you provide. So how can you step in their shoes and create a form or create like a first touch point with you that is super easy, that is very quick, so then you don't send people away.
Yeah, and documenting for yourself what are each of those steps, and then making them as easy and streamlined as possible. So taking one step bigger, then what are some ways that people can bring people back into that journey? Like, if you're finding that people are falling out at certain points of that journey, what are some ways to pull them back in?
Yeah, so I guess I'm talking about website, but like, people might get in touch with us from different ways. They can get to know us and understand that we are offering our services in different ways. So one of the things that I help clients with is to understand whether they need more automation in the sense of funnels, creating a way for people to be redirected to their services. So whether they have a podcast, for example, we need to make sure that when somebody listens to their podcast, then they get redirected to their email list, for example, or to their website. If people reach them via the website, and then, as I said, well, there might be an occasion in which they see a form, they don't fill it. So are we grabbing their email address? So there should be, for example, a pop-up form where they can leave their email address. So everything goes back to adding this person's email to your list, basically. So that's the very important thing that we want to make sure that happens, even if this person is not ready to work with us, even if they get distracted and they are not filling our form, we want to make sure that their email address is with us, so we can keep reminding them about us, about our services, about how great our services.
Yeah. And so often we think about abandoned cart emails, right? Like right at that point of the transaction. But to what you're mentioning, you can have those type of reminders all throughout the journey, looking at different data points that you're asking your client to fill in. And if they get 3 filled, but they didn't fill the rest, you can say, hey, I know where you are in the journey. Don't you want to continue? Obviously not.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's always a good idea to keep so if I'm thinking about one-to-one services, so this could be like coaching services or even one-to-one done for you type of work, it's always a good idea to have a very short, brief form as a first touch point that just asks basic information and a little bit about what they need, and then make sure that you have a consent box or something that they can tick, so you can already add their email address to your list from that point. Because then if they decide to work with you, you can send another questionnaire or another form with a lot of information. But let's keep it really brief and really uncomplicated for that first touch point. As I said, and I will say it again and again, it needs to be easy. It needs to be like something that they do in a minute and it doesn't take too long out of their day.
Definitely. So how has having data throughout that journey helped your clients be positioned for success and do better?
So it's important to track where so if the onboarding process, if the funnel works, obviously. So, and it's important to track at what point there is a problem, there is a hiccup, there's something stops. If it's something is not working, or it's simply a question of the target client is not the right one. So there's really a lot of elements that comes to take part in like a client going from leads to client. And that's how I help clients the most, is with having like a holistic look at their business. It's not just one funnel, it's not just the onboarding process. It really, I really am passionate about stepping in my clients' shoes and have a look at everything they're doing in every area of their business, because every action that they take could contribute to their success. But it's not just one thing that contributes to their success. Sometimes people think, they just need to know what they need to fix, but it's never just one thing. It's a lot of things, and they need to all work together to allow us to translate leads into clients.
Definitely. And, we're so busy in our businesses, but how would you encourage business owners to have fun in their business again?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think I met a lot of business owners who definitely don't have fun in their business, and they take it so seriously, which, I'm also I'm a mom of 2 kids, so I understand that people need to make money, and they're sometimes they're desperate for things to work and for things to work fast. And that's not fun. That's too much pressure trying to be perfect, and we've all been through it. So I bet you have been through it at the beginning of your career, at the beginning, especially when we don't really know what we're doing, whether we're spending our energy and our time in the right things. We look everywhere, we Google the key for business success, and there isn't. So I think once we realize that really the consistency and the good systems, I'm not just saying it because this is what I do for clients, but it's really good to have systems, have very good clarity about being intentional about how we spend our time. So are we wasting all our time making sure that that our website is nice, but if nobody can find our website, what is the point?
Right.
If we spend all our time sending manual reminders or sending invoices, then we're not using the time in finding more clients. So it really needs to be a change of mindset and a change of an understanding how we're spending our time, because at the end it's all about that. How are we spending our time? Could I spend my time better, getting more visible, going on, to networking events to meet more people, rather than staying here dealing with admin, dealing with my onboarding process that doesn't work. So it's really all about that. And definitely I am guilty. I have been somebody who wasn't having fun in the business. I was so attached to we need to make money fast, and that's not how it works. It works being making sure that your business is it's ready for growth, basically, for scaling.
Yeah.
You must be, you are used to work with 7-figure business owners. So that's all about it. The basis and the foundation of these is having good systems and having, looking at it in the long term. So not thinking just about how we can make money now, but how can we make our business sustainable? And it goes through, having solid systems.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what was coming to my mind too, as you're speaking, is sustainability, right? We can't, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We have to be able to sustain it long term and not burn ourselves out. So yeah, no, I love everything you said.
Yeah.
So in your business, you've, had much success and growing through the years, but how do you define success? What does that look like for you?
Oh, I love these questions too. Yesterday I thought about it. I find myself reflecting about where, how far I've gone often, because I used to work for a company, a big worldwide consumer good company, and that's why I moved to the UK, actually, to the United Kingdom from Italy, and I was stuck there for 10 years. And sometimes I forget about it. So now it's been 4 years that I'm self-employed. I'm really happy. Sometimes it's tough, but sometimes it's amazing. So I used to feel really unhappy and not happy to go to work. I was really struggling with being away from my family. My family is back in Italy, or I wasn't really getting along with some of the managers. And just, simple things like going for a walk in the middle of the day during the week when nobody's telling you that you can't, having, a lunch break that is 2 hours long just because it's a sunny day, so I can go for a walk. For me, really, that could feel and seem simple, but it really always reminds me that how far I've gone and how business can really be, success is really just this, just like freedom for me. There's obviously the money, there's obviously a lot of other, personal satisfaction, like growing something that you created from yourself. But I really think that the freedom of the little things is the best thing, is the best feeling. And I try to remind myself every time that I go for a walk, I think like I could not do this if I was in a normal 9 to 5, if I was back into my previous job.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you agree with me. Well, I'm curious to know what is yours. What
No,
is your
I
definition of success?
I agree 100%. It all comes
Yeah.
down to freedom and flexibility. I mean, I love
Yeah.
being able to be home with my family and being able to juggle all the things that I need to juggle, and really just using my passion and creativity to create new things and create value for my clients. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, and sometimes we forget. We definitely forget because we're saying like we try to, run this business. We work many more hours than before, so it's not a 9 to 5. It's like 9 to whenever.
Yes.
Whenever we finish, like midnight. Usually, I'm also like I'm not a morning person, so I tend to work afternoon and evening. So for me, it's always like it feels like it goes on until like 11 midnight and night, but really I don't work mornings. So it's not, at the end of the day, it's not a lot of hours at all. But yeah, we tend to forget because then we're used to this new reality, but just really every now and then thinking back to how it used to be. And everybody's got the different situations. But I work with a lot of moms just because I'm a mom myself. So I just kind of attract this type of people, and we really share this struggle of our past lives, of like being having to juggle all these things and having to be in the office and then back in time for a nursery pickup or school pickup, and just the fact that I don't have to worry about any of that anymore is just a really, really good thing to think about and to remember.
Absolutely. And it is important to look back. Like, we're so focused on looking ahead that, it's good to look at how far you've come and what you've accomplished and really celebrate that. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But looking ahead to the rest of the year ahead, what is the most life-changing goal for you this year? What do you have, up and coming that's exciting?
Yeah, so I started launching some passive products. I have just launched the course, which is an email marketing course for beginners, I would say, or for anyone who wants to really start setting up their funnels, and they are not maybe in the position of hiring somebody to do it for them, but they're willing to learn. So it's a course, it's amazing. I'm really excited about it, and a lot of people are joining. So, and I want to do more. I want to create more passive products because I'm really passionate about teaching. It's something I've always enjoyed, and I've been told I'm quite good at explaining complicated stuff in a simple way. So I want to do more and more. I will have a shop on my website with many masterclasses that I've already run. I'm going to put the recording on. So it's all about making my business, a little bit more sustainable. I love to work one-to-one, but I also want to create passive products and courses, especially that people can just go and buy as a starting point if they are not in the position to work with someone one-to-one. This is the big goal for the year. I've got a big project that is kind of secret, but it's all about, it basically translates in a course what I do for my retainer clients, online business management clients. So it goes through like all the business strategy that I do with clients, and I'm super excited about it.
That's awesome. So for people that want to come check out what you're doing, where can they find you online?
So I have my website that is www.ilariasambi.com, and I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn. On Instagram, my handle is Ilaria Sambi. On LinkedIn, I can't remember, but it should be easy to find. Like I don't think there are many people with my name and surname, so it should be easy to find. But yeah, I'm starting using LinkedIn more and more, and I love it. And I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and blog very soon as well. This is actually another of my goals before the end of the year. Very exciting.
That's awesome. So if you had the attention of the whole world for 5 minutes, what would you tell them?
Oh dear. I will tell them to definitely have more fun in their business, as we were talking about before. If I'm talking obviously with online business owners, and that if they're really sure that they want to scale their business, if they don't want to keep it like just something that is like a side hustle, but they are really serious about the business, setting good systems from the beginning is very important. And it doesn't have to break the bank. It doesn't have to be something super complicated, but I definitely think it's something that helps making more money, but also really keep yourself like sane without thinking that you have to do everything yourself. And you definitely don't need to have a team. You can set up automations or have systems that work for you behind the scenes.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, we will definitely have all the links below for everybody to come check you out.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you being on today. This was a lot of fun to chat with you.
Thank you. It was really good fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you found value in this episode, please do share it. That's how people find us. And you can find me at sevenfigurebuilder.com. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.